All right.
Recording is on.
Okay, we're ready now.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Tanya, and I'm from the Julian Wyatt Memorial Foundation's Voices of Victims. And today we're doing episode 2 with Julie Pena. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
And episode 2 is going to be Jonathan Nunô. Julie is going to tell us a little bit about her son and her story and the things that happened to him. And we're just going to let her be the voice of her son who was the victim on in November of 2017. Hey, Julie,
Hi.
do you want to tell us a little bit about Jonathan?
Well, the last part of his life, he was just real happy, just really proud of himself. He'd been struggling, off and on with work, and he'd gotten a job where he was learning to drive the forklift, and they were
Okay.
trying to make him a supervisor. And he spoke Spanish, but it was very slang, and he just wasn't real secure about speaking Spanish on the radio because they talk really fast, and it's a construction site. So I would always push him and like, Jonathan, why don't you want to do it? He goes, I just don't feel confident. Sometimes I can't understand what they're saying because they're going so fast. And he had told me like a month before that, he's like, Mom, I've been so blessed. I've been so blessed. I was like, oh, really? What's going on? And he started telling me about his promotion and about how he got along. Well, he always got along with everybody, and just really trying to move up the ladder. He was just always not real sure about himself, and just loving life. He was doing good. His girlfriend and him had thought about starting a family the following February. And he had
Okay.
always said, I don't even know if I could have a baby. I can't even take care of myself. And I'm like, oh, Jonathan, but he was already 26. So, February would have been good. He was about to turn 27. And then, that day that he was murdered, he had been helping out his dad that day in the garage, and just telling his dad, oh, Dad, leave it alone. I'll come back tomorrow after work because I got to work Saturday and Sunday. And he came and gave me a hug. He goes, I got to go, Mom. I got to go. I'm like, okay, okay. It was about 7 in the evening on Friday night, and he left, and he came right back. I was like, oh, what did you forget? Because he always forgot something. He goes, oh, Mom, I need to borrow some money. I'll give it to you tomorrow. I just can't get any more money out of the bank. I'm like, okay, Jonathan, but I was always giving him a hard time because he's a guy, and I'm like, I want to see you first thing tomorrow. He's like, okay, Mom, okay. And he gave me another big hug, and he said, see, I told my girlfriend my mom always has my back. My mom always has my back. And he was real happy, just real happy. And he gave me another hug, and that was the last I saw of him. That was the last thing he said to me. And I mean, just I asked his friends, what happened? He had just left the house. They said he had had an accident, and I'm thinking car accident. They're like, no, I thought maybe he hit somebody. And he's like, no. And I said, well, is he okay? What happened? And he goes, no, he's been shot. And I just lost it. I lost it. Because Jonathan didn't like guns. He never played with guns. He wasn't ever around guns. And that's what I asked his friend that was there when he got to his friend's house. I asked him, did my son know that he was being murdered, that he was about to get shot? Because, he would have freaked out or something. And he goes, no. Jonathan was getting off the car, walking towards where we were at when the gun went off. I said, what do you mean the gun went off? He said there was a guy in the group playing with a gun and shot Jonathan in the face.
Hmm.
So he didn't even see it coming. Because as a mom, I was like, I want to know, did my son know he was about to die? Did he see the gun pointing at him? And his friend said, no, he didn't even see what happened to him.
Hmm.
And it's just hard because I lost my son for no reason out of stupidity.
Yeah.
Jonathan loved life even before he was getting better, at work and all that. On his memorial, instead of having a book that had a poster and people could write on their name or whatever they wanted, and we live on a street called Benbrook, and somebody had put the kids from Benbrook are going to miss you because Jonathan would hang out with little kids, young teenagers, older people. Just he had a whole wide variety of people that he didn't hang out with just one certain person. He would hang out with everybody. He didn't discriminate. I think, that's what was hard because he never judged people.
Mhm.
And he would always say that, Mom, because he would have a friend come over that had a lot of tattoos and stuff. I was like, Jonathan, are you sure he's okay? Because, they look bad, but they're good people. And he goes, yes, Mom, they're fine. And I think his kindness, just people would just take advantage of him. I really don't know what's going on with the case, with his murder case, because we won't know anything till after the new year. We don't know the guy. Like I was telling you the other day, if it would have been a close friend of his, it would have been double tragedy.
Right.
A good friend and then losing Jonathan and losing the friend. It's been really hard. Like that picture is at the house. And, I went on Saturday and I just lost it. I hadn't been in a couple of weeks. We're trying to get it ready to rent. And I went to his room and his curtains are still there. And I just lost it. I went to his closet because I haven't taken his clothes out yet.
Oh, wow.
And I just cried for like an hour, just stood in his closet crying. Because I miss him so much and it doesn't feel real, and it's already going to be a year. I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to I want to celebrate his life, not his death.
Right.
So I just, the pain of any mom or dad is, to me, is excruciating.
Mhm.
People always try to say something, but they won't. They've been there.
Right.
So I just miss him. He was a mama's boy. To a point, my husband was always real strict. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm glad because it made a man out of him. He was depending on me for stuff all the time, or his dad.
Right.
It's made our family smaller. I feel like the girls are like, they're married and they have to deal with their family. It's just me and my husband now.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons we never moved with the Jonathan, because he was always hanging out there at the house. He grew up in the neighborhood. And now that he's gone, I tried and tried to be at the house. I can't do it. Maybe later, I don't know.
I understand.
Yeah.
Um, the offender, has his family reached out to you all?
No, and what I was told is they're probably I'm sure he got a lawyer.
Mm.
So I'm assuming they probably just told him not to do anything, not to contact us, nothing. He got out 2 days after my son was murdered, after he murdered my son. 2 days. He didn't even stay in there 72 hours. It was 2 days. And I don't even know if it was a full 2 days. I just know he paid $35,000 to get out. So I
And
don't know. And then they tell you this might happen and that might happen. He might get 2 years prison term. That's it. And then he's scot free for the rest of his life. When our lives have been turned upside down forever. You know that.
that's the hardest part,
Yeah.
that he's still walking around. And,
Yeah. So the DA was talking about, they could do a real crucial, like hard probation for 10 years. And most of the time they don't even make it through because it's such a harsh probation. Like they have to go to turn themselves in during the holidays, the day that it happened, on their birthdays, my son's birthday, like all those special days, they have to be put away, put in jail.
oh,
Plus, yeah, plus do court and probation fees. They have to report a lot. They have to make sure they're clean, no drugs or alcohol. So, I don't know. My daughters and me have been talking about it. It's like, do we want them to have 2 years and be let go, or the 10 years and still be running around? It's really hard. So I wouldn't want them to be running around anywhere. I try hard not to think about him because I feel like if I do, it's just going to make me more sad and more depressed because there's nothing I can do.
mhm.
You know. But I got into the Moms Demand Actions Against Gun Violence. It doesn't mean they can't have guns. It's just getting stricter laws
Right.
enforced. Because, there are good people and there are responsible people in the world that own guns. I don't like guns, but, I would wish we didn't have guns at all. But this government's all messed up, so at least enforce stronger laws. I
Mhm.
don't know whose gun that was. No one's told me anything about anything. The DA, they can't really tell you anything, and I don't even know if we're going to go to court because a lot of times cases get settled out of court. I'm really hoping we go to court.
Yeah, I don't see why a murder case would be settled out of court. That's ironic. Is that just something that's there in Texas?
I believe so because they try to do it. The lawyers and the DA get together. I mean, we could be there, but if they feel like this is a little bit more than what's maybe they find more evidence or something,
Hmm.
then it needs to go in front of a jury, and then really it's up to the jury to see what punishment he gets.
Mm.
I didn't know they do settle a lot of them. Like murder, I don't know how that would work, but like little stuff, robbery, stuff like that, theft, I could see that, but not a murder. You killed somebody's member of their family, and he was our only son. So sometimes I feel like the God is punishing me for, back in the past or whatever. So just, like
Mm.
I said before, I just miss him a lot, and
Mm.
we have to keep working.
Have you gotten like the 911 calls or anything like that?
No, I'm sure the DA is going to look into that, try to get that information. I
And
don't even know who called. The girlfriend says she called, but I really don't know. Our family's been turned upside down. None of his friends come around. I think because they don't know what to say.
hmm
And then the girlfriend, well, she was there, but she never told the detective that the best friend ran off. I mean, I get it. You're in shock, you're stunned, but 4 hours, she was interrogated for 4 hours. Never mentioned the best friend. Why would you not mention the best friend? I don't know. Everything's just kind of weird. It's like we don't know who to trust, even though we want to trust them. My girls just told her to stay away from us.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad because I know she really loved Jonathan. She would, she was nobody's perfect. They had a weird relationship, but she took care of him. And that's what's so hard because I miss talking to her. But at the same time, she was kind of off and on, real extremely hyper or real extremely sad.
Okay.
And I would tell Jonathan, well, don't let her make you sad because he didn't have that personality. She would get sad. She'd want him to be sad. It's like, oh, real weird. So I don't know. Like I told my girls, I said, she still loves your brother no matter what.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen her but once. And that was on Mother's Day.
So she did come and see you on Mother's Day.
Yeah, she came by the house and I was in the back room and she knocked and she gave the plant to my husband and then she walked away and I went out there because I didn't know I wanted to go out there because I know Jonathan would have wanted me to.
Mhm.
So I went out and she was driving off and so she stopped. So we talked for a little bit. We gave each other a big hug and the last thing I told her is call me. And she goes, "You're still your number, same number?" I'm like, yeah, I've had it forever, but I haven't heard from her since.
Wow.
But like I said, it's really extreme, and everything the way it happened is it's just hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
And we even told her we'd help her out with whatever. She never came around anymore. So I hope she's okay. Her mom was worried that she might hurt herself.
Oh wow.
That's how crazy she could get. So
I hope not.
yeah, me too. But
I
like I
wish
said,
that somebody would let you know if that did happen.
yeah, yeah. But everybody's kind of just left, and I don't get to see his friends very much, and it's hard to reach out. I mean, I've got a Facebook page for him, just to put memory pictures. A few girls have, put a few pictures. And I guess I kind of went overboard because I was putting sad stuff on there because that's how I was feeling. So I
Yeah.
stopped doing that and I'm trying to put more happy memories. So hopefully it'll pick back up.
What is your greatest memory of Jonathan as far as your happy memories? What would you say is the biggest memory that you have of him?
But he was always out smiling, just always hanging around the house. So we live on a corner and he
Mhm.
would always come in on Sunday. Hey, mom, can we cook out? Can we cook out? Yeah, sure, go ahead. And my husband would laugh at him because, fajitas are real expensive. They're like $8 a pound. And my husband would say, so what are you going to cook? Chicken? He goes, yeah, dad. And I'd say, babe, don't be so mean. He doesn't got a lot of money to go buy, $30 worth of fajitas. And my husband would tell him, okay, I'll buy the fajitas. And I'm like, you're so mean. He would just pick on him. But he would still do it. And he was so proud because like for about 2 or 3 months, he started cooking a lot of chicken on, and he really got good at it. Because it's hard to cook chicken. If you don't cook it right, it's raw on the inside,
Yeah.
or it's burnt on the outside. So he got really good at that. And just coming over and hanging out with my grandson. I've got a video chat of him on his Instagram where he's in Spanish. Uncle is Theo, and my grandson was like 2. They were on the sofa, and he kept trying to tell her to say, "What's up with it, Theo?" And the baby would say, "What's up with it?" But he wouldn't say Theo. So my son kept saying it, and my grandson wouldn't say his name.
Okay.
My daughter would laugh at him like, he doesn't want to say Theo. But and then if my daughter came in, it would be Thea, and he'd go, "Hi, Thea." But it's just a lot of good pictures and memories that we have of them.
Yeah, that's always good when you do have those
I
things.
have no regrets.
Yeah, that we have to resort to that for the memories. With me, I felt like my memories are fading, and
Yeah.
jot down little notes and make little
Yeah,
memories.
memory cards, yeah. And see, that's why I started feeling too. Like sometimes I feel like Jonathan wasn't never really here. Because it's already going to be a year, and I start thinking, did I really have him? Did I really have a son? I start thinking, it's my grief, and I mean, I don't want to be down on my grief, like stuck in grief forever. Because I know he wouldn't want me to be sad, because he was always so happy. And that's the only thing that helps me get through the day is I drive to work and I have this picture of him. He took a dare. He was always taking dares. And he got into this little bitty. Have you ever seen those little Fred Flintstone cars that the toddlers walk over? Well, he got into one of those, and he's on there, and he's like, "I did this crap. I did this crap because of a dare." And he's doing like this, but he's stuck in there. So I have that picture when I drive to work. I look at it every day, like tell him that I'm going to try to do better today. And since he wasn't at work, it's a little easier because he wasn't here with me.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a lot. And I have no regrets. I'm glad my daughter had a wedding in July, so he almost didn't make it. He ended up making it. He had the best time. He was all over the place. But I was telling my husband, I said it's weird because we have his shrine on one wall and we have a wedding picture on the other, and it was on the same year.
Wow.
So we had a wedding and a funeral one year. So we were hanging up pictures at the apartment. And it's like, how is that possible? So I don't have any regrets. I have a lot of memories of when he was little. 'Cause we did a lot of stuff when they were little too. Even his girlfriend said, "You're spoiled." We didn't do extravagant stuff, just, little stuff. We go camping, just family stuff.
And he was the baby?
No, he was the middle one.
Okay.
But my youngest, they were the same. He was always small, but she was already real big, so they looked like twins growing up. Everybody always thought he was the youngest. I think if he would have been the youngest, he would have been really spoiled. But yeah, because my youngest is only a year younger than him. She was born a day before his first birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for one day, I had twins. They were the same age for one day. Every year they take that picture. So this year, we've had the first of everything. First Christmas, Thanksgiving, first birthday. I mean, he died in November, right before the holidays. So that was excruciating.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So I don't know what, I think I want to change it up this year. This last year it was just too much, too soon. And they were like, try to do something different. And I was like, I don't know what to do different. But this year I want to make it different. I don't want to do the same thing. So we'll see. Yeah.
Christmas. How are your daughters doing? How are they healing?
What the youngest, Daisy, she goes to the grief share group that she just started going to because she said she didn't want to accept the fact that he was gone. She kept acting like he was just out of town or whatever. And my oldest, her and Jonathan never really had a relationship, so it's easier for her because she even said it. It's easier for me because I wasn't really around him. It's a 8-year difference. So she moved on, went on to college and all that good stuff, and just always done her own thing. So yes, she loved him, but they just didn't have a relationship.
Yeah.
But with Daisy, yeah, it's harder for her because they were just a year apart, and she knew so much about him, and he knew so much about her. They didn't hang out as much because she was already married.
Okay.
But he loved the baby. My youngest had her babies before my oldest. So he would always come by and make sure if they were there, he'd go by and check on them and see them and stuff. But she did say, that she regrets not trying to get them closer to God. And my oldest, I really don't say much to her, but I mean, she seems fine. And my husband, he just handles death a lot different than I do. He's had 4 people pass away that was really close to him within the last 2 years.
Mm.
And he seems, I don't know. I mean, we've been married 31 years. I don't think he's hiding anything from me.
Maybe internalizing it. Maybe he doesn't want to express his pain because he doesn't want to remind you of your pain.
Yeah. But I wish he would, it kind of makes me feel like he's, not that he's forgetting about him, but he just doesn't want to deal with it. So.
Deal with it, yeah.
Yeah, like today, like Saturday when I broke, I was in that closet and he was outside in the yard and he came in and I was already out of the closet by then and he knew I had been crying and he just held me and he started crying. Before he would hold me a lot and then eventually he stopped and I asked him, why do you do that? Why do you stop hugging me? He goes, because I don't want to cry. Men are just different.
Yeah.
But, he's lost his brother before him, his cousin, his blood brother, his blood cousin, Jonathan and his best friend all within 2 years.
Mm.
It wasn't like they were long distance relatives. They were real close to him.
It had to be really hard on him.
Yeah, and I told him, how do you do it? Because I feel like that's all I do is think about Jonathan. He goes, I try to think of all the good memories. I said, well, so do I. And then I get sad. I get sad because I miss him.
Yeah, I understand.
It's really sad. And they're like, at my grief share that I was going to, they're like, you're trying to rush it. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think you expect that it's supposed to be that you're supposed to get over it fast and you might feel like other people expect you to get over it fast, but it's something that you just never get over. There's nothing that can make it go faster or slower.
Yeah, you're just in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels weird, like I'm never going to get past this pain. And one of my friends that lost her son, he overdosed. She said, you just learn to live with the pain. But how do you do that? I don't know. When my mom died, that was excruciating. It's been 15 years. She was my best friend, and I miss her so much right now. Because I know if she was here, she'd be here with me.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't realize when their family, their parents go, it's just different. Everything's different. Everything. It's not the same as losing a child. It really isn't.
Okay.
Because when you're older, you're expected to pass away before your kids.
Right.
And yours happened like mine. Was all of a sudden like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean? What do you mean he got been shot? We just saw him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And as a parent, we go through the, did he call for me? And that's one of the hardest things for me. Did he call for me? What were his last thoughts? And
yeah, I've thought that too. Because his girlfriend said she had him on her lap, talking to him, that he was not fully conscious, but that he was like moaning
mm-hmm.
because they shot him in the face. And it was a small bullet. She said when she came out of the police department, we were coming out of the hospital, but she got to the house first. And that I called his friends. I said, hey, go take care of Liz. Make sure, she's okay. Because she never made it to the hospital. And then when she got in the car with them, I don't know where they were going. She goes, how's Jonathan? How's Jonathan? And they're like, he didn't make it, that she lost it. Because she didn't think it was that severe. Because there was no blood. The bullet never came out.
Oh,
So
wow.
there was no shattered blood. His face didn't shatter. The bullet just went in and stayed in. So she was expecting for them to say he's in intensive care or whatever. She didn't expect him to say he had died.
Mm-hmm.
So, like what was his last thoughts? What was he thinking? My thing was, did he know? When they go into a store and they point a gun at you or at the clerk, it's like, whoa. But when we had his services, he was long. And I've been to a funeral where the girl looked like she had screamed because she was in a car accident. And it looked like she screamed and her face was pushed together, at the service. Because the guy that was driving, her brother, he looked real calm. He'd fallen asleep. He looked like since he fell asleep, he didn't see what happened, and she did. So when I was looking at Jonathan, he just looked like he was just okay. Like he was at peace. So that's why I can kind of believe what the best friend said, that he didn't see it happen, you know. And Jonathan didn't like guns. That's what kills me, you know. So I mean, maybe, I don't know if he was in a bad, like doing something stupid. You know, I would think in my mind, well, you know, you did that to yourself. Or, you know, I don't know. I feel like there should be some kind of answer.
At least that the person that did it could have some type of answer for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
like
that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah. Have y'all gone to court yet for your son?
we have. He was sentenced to life in prison plus 5 years, but he'll be eligible for parole in 30 years.
Oh my God.
So I just gather up as many victim impact statements as I can,
Mm-hmm.
so that I have them, so that when that time does come, I can present those before that board.
Yeah.
No, he was already a violent offender.
Yeah.
So, but was someone else involved, and they haven't caught them yet. So I'm in a constant battle with the district attorney of Newton County
Mm-hmm.
to do something, because this guy is out free. So I understand.
Who knows who else he's doing it to? Or
Yeah.
going to do it to?
Well, the guy that's out now isn't the actual shooter. He is the person that they were setting up robberies.
Oh wow.
He is the one that was setting it up. But I stay on top of it. I contact them, and that's why I was asking you about the 911 report. I gathered all that information because the public has access to the 911 call.
Right.
The 911 call and everything that's happening in the background may help you a little bit, or at least bring you some kind of comfort if you can hear and listen
Oh, okay.
on. But there's I'll do some research as far as Texas, because I'm not familiar with their laws.
Uh-huh.
In every state, the public has access to the 911 calls.
Right.
So you can
Who actually called?
so you can get the call, the actual call, or you can get the transcript.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that too.
They may charge you. Some counties charge and some don't, but they may charge you. So
Oh yeah, but it shouldn't be a lot, right?
no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be any more than like $20.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, how long did it take them to call 911? Because his girlfriend is saying he got out of the car and she stayed in the car. And she said she never saw what happened, but she heard it. So by the time she ran over there and grabbed him, like she said, she was the one that called. I was like, how many minutes was that? You know, could have been 10, 15 minutes before they figured it out, because no one was calling the police. No one was calling the ambulance. And he died on the way to the hospital. He didn't make it to the hospital.
And the shooter didn't run?
No, he stayed there. That was his mom and dad's house. But see, that's what my youngest daughter, Daisy, was saying. They had time to corroborate. I can't say that word. Get their
Corroborate story.
story, because we asked the DA, the detective, about why they didn't take blood samples, well, they had already cleaned up the scene. You know, his parents helped him instead of saying, "Oh no, you're gonna have to pay for what you've done." You know, what kind of parents are those? I know it would have been my son, I would have done that, or we would have already gone to see them. You know, if it would have been backwards. You know, my son made a mistake. We need to, talk to them. Or
Right.
send them a letter or something, but nothing, not a thing. I mean, they got him out 2 days later. What was the rush? What did they need him for? What did they need him out in the world for? That's what gets me. You know, I drove by a couple.
Were there any cameras or anything like that on any of the property around?
That's what I asked the detective. They didn't even bother to ask. That was one of the questions. I had 3 questions. Okay, did y'all go talk to neighbors? Did y'all go look at see who had videos? No one knows nothing. No one saw nothing. But that's not even true, because I ran into a lady at church, and her husband had passed away, and we were at grief share, and she goes, "What are you doing here?" So we had Bible study together before that, so I knew her husband had been sick. She goes, "Well, what are you doing here?" I said, "Well, my son was shot," and I started telling her. She goes, "Did that happen in Casa View?" And I was like, "Yeah, how do you know?" She goes, "Because we were having a crime watch meeting that night." So you don't think the police wouldn't have gone and asked them? It's just a very sloppy investigation. That's why I tell my husband, can we sue the police department? I mean, you put a detective that's about to retire in 2-3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then they put his case in some corner somewhere and left it there for 4 months. Nobody was looking at the case. Nobody was doing anything. I mean, yeah, they say it takes about 2 to 3 years before you finally go to court, but still, it just prolonged it even more. So it took me a while to be able to call the detective myself. So we were trying to get my oldest daughter to take care of everything, So I just wasn't at a place where I could. So when I did, that was very disappointing. I got no for every question I asked, and I only had 3 questions because I was already frustrated. But by the time I got to the last question, I'm like, the next question is probably going to be no too. So why even bother asking them? That's what we're at right now. He's running around free, and my son's gone. Somebody has to pay for some kind of justice. I mean, I don't know about my husband. Like I said, my girls and my husband. I just know it's too excruciating for me every single day.
What do you do? What are you finding yourself doing to try to make you feel better? I mean, is there a time of day that's the worst for you?
On the way home, before when we lived at the house, I wouldn't even leave work till about 6 or 7 at night because I didn't want to go home. Because he was always at the house after work. We have 2 driveways, one in the front and one in the back, and he would always be in the back driveway. So I'd drive down the road and I'd see him, and he'd always wave at me. And about 10 minutes later, he'd come in and say hello or whatever. And when he passed away, I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't get home till like 7, 8 o'clock at night because I just knew he wasn't going to be there. Now being at the apartment, it's better because I don't have any memories of him over there, but being off work and just thinking about him, it's after work more than anything. And then on weekends are hard because I got too much time on my hand.
Yeah, that idle time.
I thought about getting a second job. I'm too tired to get a second job. I'm too emotionally drained. So, I mean, what do you do? I just learned to, just grieve when I have to grieve. I just have to grieve. Somebody told me to just get really busy. I'm like, no, 'cause I'm pushing my grief away. Like, I'm
You're
gonna,
exercising it.
yeah, I'm gonna do it eventually. I might as well just let it happen now.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, yeah, I got to be busy, but not where I just totally put in back burner and do it later.
Yeah. So that's not something you can put on the. I can't see that being something you can put on the back burner. I refuse to shelter his memory, and me not mourning for him is sheltering his memory or
Mm-hmm.
trying to push it away. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that. So when I feel it, I go with it, and because it's better for my health
yeah,
first, and it's just better in the grieving process. It gets you closer to healing.
yeah. That's the way I feel. So I try to think a lot about what he would want me to do. You know, even though I'm still in a lot of pain. Or my husband will have me sit down and watch Family Feud. I love Family Feud
Okay.
because Steve Harvey's crazy. But just to help me get through the night and sleeping, I would do okay. I don't eat much though. I've lost like 20 pounds. I was never big, but just losing weight. I don't feel like eating.
Right.
And I don't want to get sick. I don't. I did try to commit suicide back in June. Yeah, in June.
In the
And
first-
I just couldn't handle the pain. I just didn't want to be here. And I had already had it planned out. I went and got a big old knife out of the kitchen, and I called 911 and told them to come get me. And I was just having a nervous breakdown. And she's like, "Why? Why do you want us to come get you?" I said, "Because I want y'all to shoot me. Instead of me killing myself, like I told them I'm a coward. I can't do it. I need a gun. I don't have a gun, so I had a big old knife. So I could have just stabbed myself in the heart. Because that's how bad I felt.
Yeah.
I told the lady, just tell the police come shoot me, just come get me. And when they got there, it took them 2 hours to get there. By the time they got there, I was already laying down in bed, crying my eyes out. So they arrested me anyway and took me to the crazy people's house. I was there for 24 hours. But it was just excruciating. Then they give you all these medicines to just dope you up.
Oh, when you got there.
Yeah. It's really sad to see a lot of crazy people in there, like from the streets. I ended up going to a place that my daughter knows the nurse because she's a nurse. They went to high school together, and I saw him, and he didn't even know I was there because there's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
He came up to me because I think she ended up calling him. He
Oh,
helped me out a lot. He just said, "You'll be okay." But, I don't know how other parents go through that, but I just felt like I didn't want to keep going.
right. I went through it. I didn't get to quite to that point, but I definitely just felt like I didn't want to live anymore. But have other children, and I didn't want to be selfish.
Yeah, and that's what my family said. Because my girls, even though we don't see each other a lot, they still need me. And then I told them, well, I grew up without a grandmother. Because my youngest has kids, and she goes, yeah, but it doesn't mean my kids have to grow up without a grandmother.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And now my oldest is pregnant. I mean, little things that I wish Jonathan was here for. Special events just kill me. I don't want to go to anybody's special event other than just my immediate family. Like people invite you to this, that. Like I don't want to do any of that. And I know it sounds cruel, but I just don't have it in me.
No, it's not cruel. It's if it's hard for you, it's hard for you, and no, but a lot of people won't understand that, and oh well.
Yeah, I'm not here to please everybody else.
Yeah, and so be it.
Yeah,
Everybody grieves differently, but I think it's harder on mothers, especially to lose your child
yeah.
unexpectedly to a
You can
sense.
understand that.
All gun violent murders are senseless murders. It just makes absolutely no sense. But to know that someone was standing outside your home playing with a gun, it's got to be really, really hard for you.
Right. And it's like yeah, the guy's 25 years old, but still, who does that? I'm sure his parents had to know he liked guns. His Facebook was full of guns.
Mm.
My oldest daughter was able to capture the Facebook before he got it taken down. And it had tons of guns. He was carrying guns, had guns in the background. He just liked guns. Like, who? Why? You know?
Yeah.
I'm real worried about the court system. I just don't trust the court system. But I mean, well, there's nothing else we can do. It's not like we can hire a criminal lawyer to, defend us. That's what's so different about this country. You can't just go get a criminal lawyer and say, "Here, I want you to represent us."
Right.
It's all up to the DA. And what if it's not a good DA? We've had to switch DA twice.
Because the other one was coming out. But you haven't reached out to them at all.
Yeah, we emailed back and forth, but I have been letting our oldest take care of that. It's just very overwhelming. But I did email her and gave her some information about some of the friends that Jonathan had that knew different things about the guy that shot him. So she was going to be reaching out to those people. And then she said it would probably be after the new year because she's saying that it's better to wait till after the holidays. Because with her experience, the jurors for the holidays aren't all that great. They don't want to be there. They just want to get it, out of the way and get out. So she was saying, with her experience, it's always better to wait till after the new year. Let all the holidays go by, let everything settle, and then, start up again. So all I can do is trust her. Hopefully, you know.
Well, if could suggest, if I were you, I would go to the police department and get a copy of the incident report.
We tried to do that, the actual crime itself, but they didn't have anything available. They said, it's still under investigation, so we have to wait. But the 911 call, we can still look for.
Well, not the criminal report, but the actual incident report, which is like what they give to the news channels, that there was an incident that happened, on this day and time, and the officers that were involved, but they won't have any other details on it other than just the incident itself.
Yeah, we did get that because they blacked out a lot of stuff, that they said they couldn't give us because it's still under investigation. Right now, since it's at the DA's, I'm sure they could give us a full report now. I don't know how that.
They probably won't be able to give you that until after the case is closed.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we did get that incident report, but yeah, a lot of it was blacked out. So,
Okay.
it did have like the guy's name, where they live, where it happened, and all that.
But you already knew all that anyway.
Yeah, because when we went to get the death certificate, it actually has where he passed away, the address, everything, who lived there, whose house it was, everything. It's on the death certificate.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I never had to pick up a death certificate. So when I looked at it, I was like, wow, this has the information where they killed him at on the death certificate, and it said homicide.
Hmm.
But of course, right now it's ruled as manslaughter because that's what the detective put on there. How do I know he wasn't waiting for him? Everybody knew Jonathan was on his way over there. That's what I don't. And that's what my youngest was saying because Daisy's, they're the same age. She knows a lot of the same people, and that's what she said. They're just trying to wipe it under the rug and say, "Oh, these were friends, and this is just an accident." That's what she said. I don't want that to be like that. I don't want this to be like that.
Hmm.
So, I mean, we're gonna try to keep fighting it.
Yeah.
I just get worn out, but I need to get stronger
Mhm.
for
And it'll
him.
come in time, and I think the advantage that you have is that it hasn't gone to trial yet, and they haven't formally charged him.
Right.
So it could change. Hopefully, it will change.
Yeah, that's what we're all hoping for.
Murder.
Because he had a charge like this when he was younger, a juvenile, but they can't use that charge because now he's an adult. He had a gun charge against him. I don't know what he did, but they said they can't use it. I'm like, it's still the same person.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All the laws are just screwed up to me.
And his record wasn't sealed. It's still public. I mean, they were able to tell you that he did have that done. So that means it.
Yeah, it's out there. They say they can't use it in court, so I don't know.
Hmm. It seemed like your support system has just totally went away.
Yeah, yeah, it's real lonely times. I love my husband to death, but he doesn't want to sit here and talk about Jonathan all the time, and that's all I want to do. So.
Yeah.
And we've tried not to get at each other's throat because it's not his fault, it's not my fault, but it gets really hard. It's really hard. We've been married 31 years. I said, no, I mean, we've been through hell and back, and this is just another one of the hells that we're having to go through. And, it's hard. Like I was telling you when I was in California, we were both starting to go to church a lot, and now he's like, I'm not doing that. Okay. And I don't push him because I don't feel like doing it.
Right.
Like I tell you, that retreat just made me feel worse. I came back and we were okay, we're having a good time coming back, but I just didn't, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
It's going to take time, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I wish I had the answer, but I don't, so.
I think I say to myself, I lost a limb, like a part of my body is gone.
Yeah.
And just like if I had actually lost a limb, I would have to live without it for the rest of my life. And that's just kind of what it feels like. It's something
Yeah.
going to be there forever. It's not ever going to go away.
Right. And that's the way I feel like ever in my heart, I feel like they're just squeezing it, and when nobody lets go of it, I feel like a tomato, that's my heart, and it's just blood just hanging out everywhere. That's just how I feel. And I wonder, like, do other people feel the way I do? Maybe I'm over exaggerating. I don't know. It's just weird.
I think some do, based on what I read on the Gun Violence Memorial page.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of parents, some want to cuss and scream and cry, and some do that, and some tear things up. And so I think different people handle their grief in different ways. And
Sometimes I just want to run, but I don't know where I'm running to. Just run. I want to find him. When I went to Mexico City over the summer, because I have a lot of family down there. Mexico City is huge.
mm-hmm.
I'm looking around and I'm thinking, my son's nowhere on this earth. How is that? How's that okay? It was really hard. And then they took me to the beach, which I didn't even want to be there, but we went and there was a guy looked just like my son. I looked over and I mean, he had the same haircut, same body. He was with some other people, another family over there somewhere. And I told my cousins, I said, oh my God, it looks just like my son. And I just had to make myself turn around the other way because I couldn't stop looking at him. And I told my cousin, I said, I want to go there and just hug him. And she goes, well, you should go tell him. I'm like, he's going to think I'm crazy. What's wrong with you? You don't know me. I don't know him.
Right.
But yeah, it's really hard to see thousands and thousands of people and he's not here. Yeah. And people are like, oh, well, he's in a better place. But I don't want him to be in a better place. I'm here with me.
Yeah, people don't know what to say. And so they say the wrong things. And I think that's the worst part. Is to hear the things that people think is going to make you feel better, and it actually backfires.
Yeah. They're like, oh, just don't say anything anymore. I don't want nobody to say anything.
Right.
Yeah. Take your advice on that 911 call. I really want to see what they said. Even if it's on paper, I don't care.
Right.
I need to know who called.
And then, like I said, if you can hear the background and what's going on in the background, maybe that will give you, a little comfort in knowing that if he was saying anything in the background, you'll be able to hear it. If, any of those things. I don't want to set you up for false hope, but you'll know at least what happened.
Yeah. Hopefully. It's ironic because I used to work for 911 when he was born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I mean, I would listen to tapes because they would ask us to go back and listen to see what we actually heard. It was 26 years ago. But yeah, I'm going to look into that because I would really want to know if I can hear anything.
Yeah.
And then just wait for the court hearing.
So. Well, I hope everything works out. We'll be talking often.
Yeah.
So anything that I can do to help you in research, like I said, I will look and see.
Yeah, please do.
What information and how it differs. And I know I have a few friends in Texas, so I'll see if I can't find out.
Okay.
The laws are any different and what steps that you can take that'll get you closer to getting to the bottom of what actually happened and what they're going to do about it.
Right. I just don't want him to be just another dumb kid, in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That first detective, I mean, like I said, why did they send him out there? That's what I want to know. If he's about to retire, why would you send him out there?
Yeah.
He had no business going to no crime scene. He should have been behind a desk somewhere. But yeah, I'll let you know what I find out and go from there.
Okay.
But let me know if there's anything I can help you with as well. I'm trying to stay involved in stuff that would help other moms and other dads as well. Okay.
I will definitely keep you in mind. I'm starting to do work with the Gun Violence Memorial.
Oh, okay.
If they're going to be doing different things or if they're going to have any events or anything like that, or I don't know if it's just going to be the maintenance and continuing on the website, which I think is great. That forum is very useful.
Yeah.
And family members who have lost a loved one. But do you go and light a candle on the page for him?
I haven't yet. I don't know if I found that part of it yet.
I lit a candle for him yesterday.
Oh, you did? Oh, thank you.
I go in and light a candle. So.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
You just have to type his name in the search box. But now I suggested an area. There's an area on your profile page where you can actually put his name and it will link anyone that wants to go in and light a candle for him.
Oh, okay.
Go directly in, but you can also share it on your social media page, like your Facebook page.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So
I made it a social media page for him. It says Jonathan's friends and family.
Okay, yeah, you can go in and
add them on there
for people to go and light a candle for him.
Oh, okay.
Go in, anyone that knew anything about him, they can add the nicknames and people that deal with and say nice things, send messages to the family.
Okay.
Things.
Oh, great. I'm glad you told me that. So I can add that to his Facebook page.
Okay.
When I made.
Every day I go in and light.
Your son's name?
Huh?
What was your son's name?
His name was Julian Wyatt.
Julian Wyatt.
It's spelled like in my email address. You can click to the foundation page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to look at it. Yeah, and then I'll add Jonathan's friends to that link. Hopefully they'll get on there. Like I said, a lot of them really don't say much. I don't know. They're weird. I guess because they're guys. I don't know. Did you have that issue with his friends?
Everyone went away. It wasn't just his friends, but yeah, there are a few like female friends that he had that I've gotten really, really close with. And so I reach out to them and they reach out to me occasionally. But some of the friends that he had, some of the guy friends, they were coming around at first. Yeah. And then it was like I did something to everybody.
Yeah.
My own family members, my immediate family. I don't talk to any of them, anymore. And it was like something happened to me or I got like a horrible bad odor or something where people couldn't come around me. And so my kids, it's just been my kids and myself. My support system has been really, really small.
Yeah.
I internalize everything. I'll tell you not to internalize it. And then I turn around and I do that.
Well, yeah, because we're human. We need people. That happened to me too. It's like nobody. It's like, okay, it's over.
That's it. And we were there for you when it happened, and okay, 3 months now and we're done. And I felt that way with my church too. It was like everybody abandoned me.
Yeah.
So if it happened to me and if it happened to you, I know it's happened to other people. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do the Voices of Victims, because I think, one, it gives us an opportunity to tell our story and to say the things to the world that we're not able to say about what happened to our child.
Right.
And then two, it always feels better when you can talk about it.
Yeah.
It makes you feel better instantly, but a little while after you'll say, oh, well, I was able to do that.
Yeah.
Just like it's always better when you can cry about it. And that's why I was telling you, when you feel it, wherever you are, just let it happen, because that's your body and your feelings, and you're the only one that's going to get to healing, and it's going to happen with you by yourself.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't shelter it away. Just I would go with it, and I go with it every time. Though I know sometimes I'm strong enough to wait until I get home, and by the time I get home, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I go with it because I feel like I'm robbing him if I don't talk about it and I don't express it.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. So I'm so glad you guys are there for all of us, So I was feeling that way. I'm like, man, I just feel like I'm getting closed in. Like it's just me, me, me.
Nope. And I told you can call me anytime. You don't have to text me first. Just pick up and call. And I don't sleep at all. If I don't sleep at nighttime, sometimes I'll get the naps in the afternoon, but at night I'm up to like 5 and 6 in the morning. And I can't sleep.
I'm starting to get up.
Laying there and looking at its picture. So if I have something to do during the day, it is just a walking zombie.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I don't know what he's giving me that peace. I've been able, like, I'll just lay down and I feel like his hands on me and I just go to sleep. When my mom passed, the same thing. It's just like a hand just comes over me and I just go to sleep.
Wow, that's good.
I guess because they know I have to work, so I'd go come in here and like, if I didn't have to, I wouldn't. But at the same time, what am I going to do at home?
Right.
It's me. My husband's at work, so I came back to work a couple of days after his services. Like we buried him on Saturday, and I came back to work on Tuesday.
You went back fast.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be at the house just looking at the four walls. I thought, no, I'm going to go crazy. I already know how I am.
Yeah.
But if I didn't go right then during that week, I probably would have not come back. So I thought, no, I know he wouldn't want me just to be at the house. That was hard. It was hard. I cried a lot here. But I'm fortunate to have my own office, so it helps a lot.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But I appreciate you.
No problem. I'm here for you. And if I can come up with an idea or something that you can do on that day, like plant, a tree or something like that. When my husband passed, we planted a plant in the front yard, and it was a big. He didn't like pink, but it was a big pink flower, and it bloomed once a year. And I've since moved out of the house, but if we drive by that plant, it's still there.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Go and dig it up and bring it home, but we planted it there. That was we lived.
Yeah.
So, but if you could do plant a tree for him or something like that.
Something he'd like, yeah. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it, so we'll see. I haven't decided yet. But that's sweet. I like it.
Yeah, that's it. Because you'll always be able to look at that tree, and it may. You could get like a weeping plant. It's something that you can go and sit next to and spend time with, or read, or
Yeah, I do journal, so.
Okay.
I'll write to him usually at night. I try not to do it too late because I don't want to be too tired of trying to write to him, or in the morning. But I do write to him a lot, tell him how I'm feeling the day, all that good stuff.
Now, see, you just helped me. I haven't been able to write. It's harder because when I write, I start crying and I can't see. And then that's the end of it because I can't see it because of tears. But that is something that maybe I'll try.
It helps me a lot because, even though I do talk to him either way, I didn't used to at first. I'd be like, somebody asked me that, like, do you talk to him? I'm like, no, I felt so insulted.
Right.
I can write to him, even if I do start crying, I'll cry for a while and then I start up again, and I'll put little sad faces or whatever it is that I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. So it has helped me, like, just happened today, or me and your dad got into it, or whatever it is. Because I know he'd never like for us to be upset with each other. He'd go, "Ay, ma," and I'd go, "Ay, pa," because I would call him pa, and he would call me ma. So yeah, you might try it again. I know it's hard because you do cry.
Mhm.
It's my way of talking to him. I haven't looked back at the pages before, but I will eventually, I'm sure. I don't think I've progressed much, but it doesn't matter at this point.
That is a good way to get your feelings out. Did you have a funeral where you had a burial? He has a gravesite.
We had him cremated. He
Mhm.
did. We did donate his organs, and his eye tissues got donated to a 2-month-old baby and an 18-year-old man.
Oh
So
wow.
we're waiting. Yeah, because we wrote letters to see if they'll meet with us. We haven't met them yet. But the lady said sometimes they feel bad because we've lost somebody and they gained something out of it. I thought, oh wow, I wouldn't really think of it like that.
Mhm.
I was hoping we'd get to meet the baby before they turned a year old, but the baby was 2 months old back then, so he's already turned. I don't know, if it's a girl or boy. They've already turned a year old. So anyway, that's a good blessing. His ashes are buried with my mom. So
Okay.
it's so ironic because when I would go see her, my sister ordered a real small, ugly, headstone. And I would always tell her, Mom, one of these days I'm gonna get you a real pretty headstone. Well, she got a real pretty one now because it's got her and my son on there.
Okay.
I got a picture of her and a picture of him. So they're together now. But it's like, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
So I don't go to the cemetery much because I have his urn at the house too.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
was gonna say I have mine here. I have him, all of him, in my
yeah,
bedroom. A little.
yeah, yeah. So we have it in the living room, and I get to kiss him every night, before I go to bed. But just going to the cemetery, I don't know. I just feel like he's not really there.
Right.
It's hard. It is hard. I break a lot when I go. But with my mom, I would go all the time. And
Mhm.
with him, it's like, no, I don't know what it is. I don't know because I know I'm going to break.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I just talk to them both.
So you just have the urn itself. You don't have cremains in the urn.
No, yeah, we did separate them
Okay.
because a lot of it was because his friends wanted a place to go. And they asked us, we do want somewhere to be able to go visit because they do go to the gravesite a lot because they'll leave us something there, or a beer bottle or a beer can or whatever for him. So I always know when someone's been there.
Okay.
But so we did separate them, and then we all got a necklace with his ashes in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to separate Julian. And that was very selfish of me. My baby boy, he's not happy about that, but I just didn't want him separated.
Yeah.
When his dad passed, I separated him, but I didn't want to separate Julian.
Oh yeah. What's all everybody's different, and we gave some of his ashes to two of his friends, and then me and the girls all have an urn necklace, and my husband.
Okay.
I mean, everybody wanted some, but we couldn't do it all. Everybody, I'm sorry, we're just a close family and his two friends. And now he's over there with my mom. That's the way they can go see him over there. Talk to him or whatever they feel like they need to do. You know.
You still have his clothes and things like that?
Yeah, I broke on Saturday when I went to his room. There's nothing in it. It was just the curtains that he had and some clothes that he had in the closet. I closed the door and I just cried for an hour in there. I just hugging onto his clothes. I haven't moved his clothes out yet.
I would, they have if on the gun violence memorial page there are some different companies that do different people offer to do different things. And there is someone that will take all of his clothes and turn it into a quilt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll have to get all that information to you. And
Yeah.
have it, and you're not dumping it out and get, because I gave all my son's things away because at the beginning they say don't make
Right.
decisions right away, and I just didn't want to see this stuff. I didn't want it around, and
Yeah.
a year later I want it all back.
Yeah. You're like, oh.
Right. So you could definitely take his clothing items and get them made into a quilt, so that that's something that you have. You can hold it. And,
Yeah, you can wrap yourself around it with it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Put it on there and I'll look for it.
okay, and I'll see if I can get the information for you,
Okay.
and I'll put everything together for you in an email.
Oh, that sounds good. Thank you so much.
No problem. Well, I know that you're at work and you're trying to get out of there and get.
Yeah, I'm fixing to get out of here.
But I appreciate you sharing your memories of Jonathan and letting everyone know.
Of
And
course.
we will send you the information with his episode and his picture. And if you don't mind, I'd like to post his picture on the Voices of Victims website, and just tell a little bit about you and who he was.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I love that.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
I'll send you the link and everything. And as always, I'm here for you if you need me.
All right. Thank you, Tanya.
Okay, thank you, Julie. You have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.